Terry.James, your mortgage guy, coming to you. And this week, what I wanted to talk about is one of the things that many people are even in the market already. You own your own home and there's some equity, and you're wondering what is the best use of that equity. Now, given the market where we're at right now, a lot of people are saying, hey, I don't want to do anything. I just want to wait. Rates are doing this. The Feds are doing this. Everyone's scared and don't want to do anything and losing it, right? Okay, well, listen. Let me break this down for you. So if you have some equity in your home, one of the first things that you can look to do to help build your financial portfolio, and that is going to be a huge benefit, is using the equity. Okay, and one thing I always talk about when we talk about the equity in your home, you want to do something that's going to work for you. Okay, and you don't want to take the equity in your home and put it on something that's going to be dead. So if you watch my other videos, I talk about dead weight. Okay, don't use your equity for something that's going to be dead. Okay, so one of the first things that that you can do is using the equity in your home to buy another piece of property, to buy another asset. So that's going to be really, really great. It's going to be beneficial, and then it adds to your portfolio. Now, that other asset can be a investment property. That other asset can be a second home, as long as you can afford your current home and the second home. It could be a vacation home. And the vacation home, you can actually rent that out depending on what area you buy it in. You can Airbnb it on the side. So there's other ways you could do to help with the cost of that home. But the vacation home is something that you can do depending on the area that you can also consider. But the whole goal and the whole idea is, hey, getting another asset using the equity, okay, something that benefited you, something that increased since you've owned the home, now using that to get another home. Okay, everything we talk about, everything I talk about on my channel, everything I do is all to educate and to help further along that process when we're talking about mortgages, when we're talking about homes. Okay, so that's going to be one of the things that you can do. Another avenue that you should actually look at as well is building an ADU unit. And so I've had other videos talking more in depth on that. You can go through and find that talking about ADUs, but it's a very great resource and it's a great tool to use. So an ADU unit is a accessory dwelling unit. So the best way I put it is basically like another small house on your property. So you get another small house or another unit built on your property, and basically with that, it's automatically going to increase your value. So number one, that's a plus right there. Your property value is going to automatically, once that ADU unit goes on your property, you automatically increase in your value. So that's always a plus. The other thing with the ADU unit is you can actually rent that out. So if you have the space on your lot to build one, using the equity in your current home to get an ADU unit built, so now you can even rent that out. So now we're talking, you've used the equity in your home to get rental income. So now you have rental income. You've generated revenue by simply using or leveraging the equity in your home. Okay, so there's several ways to do that. You can either pull out either a second on the property if you don't already have one, or you refinance your current property. Now, a lot of people are wondering with the rates going on, the Feds are talking this. The Feds recently just raised rates, and rates actually came down. So just for those of you that don't understand how the market works, rates actually improve with the Feds raising rates. But what happens is in this marketplace, the reason why a lot of people are saying, oh, I'll wait. The problem with waiting to do something is that the housing market is not going to wait on you. So in a year from now, the home you're looking at is going to be more money than right now. So yes, has the market shifted to where, yes, there's a slowdown in the market? Absolutely. We understand the market has waves, ups and downs. Okay. So it goes up, comes down. But at the end of the day, year over year, especially here in California, when I'm talking California market, year over year, the value of home prices have consistently increased, okay, year over year. So, number one, you still should look to either get an ADU unit, buy another property. Another thing you can do, my last thing, which I'll actually talk about two other things. The other thing you can do to leverage your equity in your home, another good idea is going to be using the equity to actually pay off your home. Okay. So let's say you don't want to buy another property. Okay. For whatever reason, you don't want to buy another property. You don't want to get an ADU unit built. You don't want to add that on. Okay. So then what a lot of people do is they take the equity in their home and put it on dead debt. Dead debt. They pay off a car. Dead. They pay off a credit card. Dead debt. They pay off a student loan. Dead debt. They pay stuff off that doesn't give you a return. Okay? So you want to use equity in your home on stuff that is going to bring you a return. You worked hard to get the home. You pay it every month. You pay the mortgage. You've paid it down. Your home is increasing in value. So take the money out of it and use it. That's something that's going to increase or bring you either revenue, is going to be an asset, which means it's going to add to your portfolio, add to your value. But putting it on paying off stuff such as a credit card, a car payment, you say, oh, well, I'm going to save so much monthly. I'll get rid of the car. The car is dead debt. That's just bad debt. Okay. So to use your equity in your home to pay that off, I do not recommend that. So you want to look at other things. So when I say using it to pay off your home, there's a great way. I have a video talking in detail about that. But it's simply a way that if you have enough equity in your home, you can take out a home equity line of credit, look to do a second, and rather than take all that money and put down on something that's not going to bring you a return, you use that money and now put it towards a portion of it towards paying off your principal balance on your mortgage. And there's a process that I talk about. Look through my video, you'll find that. And it talks about that as you take a large sum and you start paying off your mortgage, your principal balance, there's a way to do it that as you pay it down over time, you can pay off your mortgage usually anywhere within 5 to 7 years, depending on what your mortgage is, depending on the size of the home equity line that you get. There's a way to pay it off within 5 to 7 years and your mortgage is done. So those are some ways that you want to do it. Paying off, using equity in your home to pay off stuff that doesn't bring you a return is just not the best way to go about that. And I get these calls all the time where people are asking, hey, Terry, what do I do with this? I have equity in my home. How about I pay off my car, or how about I pay this off or do that? And I always tell people, let's look at it differently. There's another way to look at this and say, okay, should I pay off a car that gives me no return? Or do I do something that's actually going to benefit you and that will actually bring you, whether it be year over year returns if you buy another property, whether it be you get a rental income that's going to bring you income monthly, or if you get an ADU unit, you can also get income monthly. Or even if you want to use it and say, hey, I'm going to pay my mortgage off in 5 to 7 years, if that's your goal. So there's a number of things you can do when you have equity. How to use it is the most important thing. And I always recommend before you go out, look at all the options and find the best way to use your equity in your home. But I'm going to leave you with this. The main thing that you want to do when it comes to equity is use it to benefit you. Use the equity that will add value, not pay bad debt off and just have it go to waste. All right. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, DM if you have any questions about how to use your equity. If you have questions even on how to even purchase a home, you guys know I do that. Help you out there. All right. Until next time, take care.